Today I'm going to talk about an issue that's really not fun to talk about, but it's ego. And I want to give you an example first of all and kind of set the stage, and then we'll talk about it. Probably about a month ago, Helen was actually doing Super Saturday in New York. And I have a level 1, Karen Rich, who is in Boston. So I asked Helen if she would mind, after Super Saturday, going on into Boston and doing an event with Karen, because in January it's kind of hard with the weather, and they've had crazy winter this year. It's kind of hard for me to just plan to go to Boston due to the weather. And with Helen being in New York City, I knew it would just be, a quick flight over to Boston and she could do an event with Karen. Now, Helen is my upline. She is my best friend who sponsored me into Plexus. So I'm her level 1. Karen is her level 2. Now, if I had an ego issue, I would not dare ask Helen to go work with Karen, because I would feel like I would be threatened. Like Karen and her would become good friends. Karen would start looking up to her instead of me. I wouldn't know what was going on because Karen would be communicating with Helen. Well, guess what? Are you kidding me? I would be shooting myself in the foot if I did not love the idea of Helen going to do that event with Karen. So I asked Helen. She said absolutely, which was wonderful. Thank you, Helen. And she flew from New York to Boston and did an event and spent a day and a half with Karen. Now, was I worried that, oh goodness, they're probably going to become really close and leave me out? No. Was I worried that what if Karen starts, having her team talk to Helen instead of me? For one thing, my team is Helen's team. We're one team. If you are crazy, if you would not want your upline to go work with your team / their team. You're crazy. Why would you not want that? It's just more people pouring into your people. I've been in network marketing a long time, and I am not who I am because I followed one person, and I took pieces and nuggets from many mentors. And, when people ask me questions, a lot of times if I don't have a video on it, or even if I do, I'll say, you know what? Sarah Marble's got a great video on that. Or I just saw Lori do a great video on that. Or Helen just did a video. I send people to other resources. It takes a lot of different people to mold people into the people they need to be. So get over yourself, because if you have an issue with allowing your upline to work with your team / their team too, then you're very insecure. And when you're very insecure, it's like you basically need those people on your team to validate you, to make you feel significant and to make you feel powerful. And that is a very scary place to be, because if you are needing that, first of all, they're going to go away, because people with an ego don't last very long in this business for sure. That's a certainty. But they're going to go away. Those people are going to leave you, because people sense people with ego issues. People sense it. And so when they are gone, you're going to feel like you're going to be mad at your team. This is people with ego. They never take responsibility. They're always mad at their team because their team's not doing anything. They only work with their team when their team's not doing much and they're trying to get them going. They're not good encouragers. They're not motivating. Their team feels like they're always in trouble when they hear from them. It's very sad. So if you feel like you're one of these people that you're having a power struggle, allowing your people to work with your upline, who is also their team, then you really need to work on it, because you won't be in the business long. And if you are in the business, you will be struggling. And people will not follow people who have an ego issue. it's really important to know that we are one plexus. And when we say that, you know, if I were to say to Helen, I don't want you working with my people, how is that being one plexus? That's being crazy on my part, because look what she could pour into our people. And it makes no sense whatsoever. Second of all, I want to use the point about, and someone brought this to my attention today. One of my emeralds, actually her husband brought this to my attention. I thought it was so brilliant. He said, I try to tell people, if they lose a customer to someone, think of it this way. As long as that customer is still in plexus, it's helping someone's PV, point value, volume, so it's helping our pay point. So I know it's no fun to lose a customer, but it happens to all of us, happens to me, happens to everybody. So when you lose a customer to someone else, instead of being mad about it and losing days and days of sleep over it and being non-productive and negative and getting a bad attitude, just brush it off as, you know what? That's okay. They're still helping our pay point, and we're one plexus. So I loved that scenario, and I really appreciated hearing that from her husband this morning. So I hope this helps. I also want you to realize that not every personality works well with every personality. Some people just mesh. Some people have more in common. So, you may have someone on your team who you just can't seem to mesh with. Don't be afraid to go to your upline and ask them to reach out to them. Maybe they can connect with them. And even say to your downline, say, you know what? I feel like maybe I'm having trouble, connecting with you, and maybe I'm not the person to guide you on this. Do you mind if I give Helen your phone number, and maybe she's got some better ideas for you? And maybe that's all it takes, is just a connection with someone else who's a little more relatable to their personality. And if you haven't studied personalities in this business, you'll want to study that, because it really will help you to understand your team, who you're working with, prospects, your upline, your downline. So I hope this helps a little bit. Get the ego out of the way if you want to move forward. I could care less who trains my people. I send them everywhere. I want everyone pouring in my team. So we're one big team in Plexus, and I hope that this helps. And if this is you, if you're the ego side of it, just work on yourself. Work on reading books and listening to things about being insecure, because it's about, you are not who you are because you're a Plexus Ruby ambassador. You're who you are because of who you are, not because of your title. So if you lost your title today, you still need to feel significant and important and feel joyful and all that stuff. So do not connect yourself with your title and your job. That's not who you are, okay? So I hope you have a great day.